Welcome to Hindu Infopedia, your genuine info source on scientific, technical, and economic issues. In 2023, amidst smiles and photo ops, a trade deal between India and the US quietly collapsed. Not over tariffs, not over tech, but over a seed, a genetically modified seed. Behind the scenes, the real debate wasn't about economics, it was about sovereignty, about who controls the soil, the food, and the future. And India's answer? A firm no, not in defiance but in defense. The US projected a dream, $500 billion in trade by 2030. But the fine print included a silent clause. India must open its land to genetically modified crops. Corn, soy, cotton, all patented, all controlled. India refused. Because this wasn't just a trade clause. It was an invitation to digital colonization through agriculture. Let's break a dangerous myth. GM seeds are not just seeds. They are software, coded and patented. Once planted, farmers must pay royalties. They can't save or reuse them. The seed and the system owns them. Ask Canadian farmer Percy Schmeiser. He never planted GMOs, but still faced legal action when patented seeds drifted onto his land. India sees this for what it is, not innovation, but a trap. Bayer Monsanto, Cargill, DuPont. These are not allies of the farmer, these are corporate giants. Monsanto, the maker of Agent Orange, now sells seeds as saviors. But rebranding poison doesn't cleanse its roots. Over 95% of American corn and soy is genetically modified. These crops feed babies, patients, and everyone in between. And over time, obesity skyrocketed. Diabetes in youth spiked, mental health disorders surged, liver disease linked to glyphosate exposure became more common. Coincidence? Possibly, but innocence? Unlikely. The burden of proof lies with the corporations, not the people. India's rejection of GMOs wasn't anti-American. It was pro-survival. Backed by the Environment Protection Act and cultural values, India defends its biodiversity, its thousands of rice varieties, its sacred relationship with the land, and its farmers. BT cotton already showed the danger. 60% of farmers faced debt. India remembers. Big Ag modifies the seed and pairs it with chemical kits. Big Food processes the harvest into addictive, nutrient-depleted products. Then Big Pharma steps in, not to cure but to manage. Statins for cholesterol, SSRIs for mood, Ozempic for weight. All three sectors, seed, sickness, and solution, are profiting from a single pipeline. There's no proof GMOs are harmful, they say. But over 90% of safety studies are funded by the same firms making the products. Regulators often have industry ties. This isn't unbiased science, it's science managed by marketing. In India, Bharat, seeds are sacred. They are gifts, not products. Our farmers need traditional knowledge, not imported dependency. They need drought-resistant millets, natural fertilizers, and dignity, not subscription-based farming. If India signs this deal, the consequences are vast. Monocultures, hyper-processed food, corporate-controlled health, and data used to manipulate, not serve. What looks like a handshake is actually a handcuff. India is not alone in this realization. In South Africa, farmers are trapped in debt. In Argentina, GMO monocultures have led to illness and deforestation. In the US, 90% of farmers grow patented corn. India refuses to walk the same path. This debate isn't about corn. It's about civilization. It's about memory of living with the land, not extracting from it. It's about truth. Science that welcomes questions, not silences them. And in that truth, India's no becomes a yes. Yes to health. Yes to sovereignty. Yes to a future unmodified. Thank you for watching the video at Hindu Infopedia. If the video helped you in any way, please like and subscribe the video and visit our blog site at hinduinfopedia.org.